in this bag, I've got something pretty unique. It's over a decade old, and it took me about 2.5 years on Facebook Marketplace to find one. But I think it is bloody cool. So we're going to get the big camera out, and we're going to give you a detailed look at it. All right, here she is in the bag of added suspense. I'm very excited to finally have my hands on one of these. These came out before I even had any idea how to do lure fishing. I was still a bait fisher. I think that was in about like 2013, 2014. So this reel's almost 12 years old, which is probably older than some of the people watching this video, to be honest. It also happens to be, and if anyone's watched this channel for any extended period of time, happens to be in my favorite colors, matching my TD Soul that you've seen quite regularly on the channel. This is a super cool little reel, man. Ready for the big reveal? Oh, super graceful, but there she is. This is a Daiwa T3 SV 6.3 gear ratio. Right hand, if you want to be really specific. It's an awesome little reel. I think it's probably one of the coolest reels that Daiwa have ever released. Simply because it looks like a spaceship, man. The main feature of this reel, and why I think it is so unique, is this. The pop-up little hood exposing the little T-wing down here. And this specimen actually happens to be in pretty much mint condition. I bought it off a guy on Facebook Marketplace, very nice gentleman, for actually not that bad of a price. And he actually had it recently serviced, so it is still buttery smooth. This is a beautiful reel. Let's just give you a look at it here. Give you a sound, listen to that drag. What's pretty cool too is that despite being 12 years old, this reel has a lot of stuff that you still see in modern Daiwa reels today. For example, this series of reels, the T series of reels, I think was the first, correct me if I'm wrong, was the first Daiwa reel line to incorporate the T-wing system, which is that little brass bar down there. It works obviously a little bit different to the way that we are used to it now, where the T-wing flops down. But this was their first forte into sort of developing that system. Basically just improves line when it comes off the spool, and then snaps line back down into a shallower groove when you're reeling in, so you get a nice line lay and less tangles and stuff. So I think it was the T3 or the T3 1016, which was the first to introduce this T-ring system, and this is sort of the second generation within that same reel series, if that makes any sense. And this one introduces the SV spill, which is another thing that we see on pretty much, all of your Daiwa reels nowadays. It's a special kind of spill, basically. It's an ultralight aluminium spill, so it weighs pretty much nothing. I'll take it apart to show you quickly. And inside here is what they call their SV system. And I'll keep it simple for you because there's probably a lot of science that goes into these things. But the gist of it is that these concentric magnets in here, right on the outside of this little cup thing. And basically when the spool reaches max RPMs at the start of a cast, this cup moves further and closer to these magnets using the spring system that's in there. And it provides more magnetic force on the spool, helping it slow down and helping you get, less backlashes. That's the theory behind it anyway. And will that mean I probably have less backlash? Probably not, because I'm still terrible with the baitcaster, but that's not the reel's fault. So those are the two main sort of draw card features of this reel back in the day. I'll just go through the little specs as well. We've got the ATD drag, very common nowadays. I think it's about 5.5 kilo or about 12 pound of drag on that one. So plenty enough power to, stop bass, jungle perch, sooties, sort of the stuff I'll be using it for. Maybe, a bigger, medium-sized barrel or something like that you could probably pull in with this thing. It has the Daiwa Zion carbon body, so they're Daiwa's proprietary carbon composite thing that we see in most reels nowadays. Super strong, Don't know what it actually means in terms of everything, but less flex, I guess, is the idea. I don't actually know any of the molecular science behind it, but I trust that it's good. And ball bearing count is 8 plus 1. I'm not sure what that means either. People who know reels will tell me in the comments. I think more ball bearings means smoother, means better. Don't quote me, I'm not a professional. And finally, the other big draw card to this is the Magforce 3D, which is this little switch on the bottom. You've got 3 different settings. You've got max break, all-rounder, and long cast. I'll probably use it on long cast. And essentially what that's doing, if we open her up again, you can actually see that when we adjust that lever, it pushes these concentric rings from the SV system closer or further away from the actual main body of the spool. So that again, obviously providing more or less magnetic force on the spool itself. Basically, max drag will be pretty much if you're trying to toss in tight cover, and long cast will be like nice open, big rivers and stuff like that. This is your spool tension here. It's got a nice clicker in it. Sounds really good. No clicking drag on this one. Some of the Japanese ones actually came out with a clicking drag. No clicking drag, unfortunately. Bad for YouTubes, but that's right. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but this is a 6.3 gear ratio, so it is a slower retrieve than your typical like 8.1s and stuff. That's, I think, a lot more common nowadays. I think that's going to be fantastic for bass and stuff like that I'm going to use it for, because you can slow work that bait, especially in pressured situation. You can slow work those spinners and those crankbaits and whatever, and have a little bit more control and a little bit more stopping power as well per crank. But anyway, that's enough talking about it. I think I really want to spool it up, and we're going to go take it out the creek and hopefully get a few fish. Give it a full box test, because the last one of these I sort of did. Everyone was like, "Oh, when are you going to go fishing? When are you going to go fishing with it?" I haven't really actually. I've gone fishing with that Caldia, but I haven't actually caught a fish on it yet. This one we are going to take out and actually hopefully catch a fish on it. I'm going to be spooling it up with 10-pound. In terms of the spool, I think it's about a 70 size in what we consider the normal like 70, 100, 200, 300 sort of scale. So it holds about 100 and something meters of like PE1. It says it's like 80 meters of PE 1.5, but line thicknesses back in the day were a lot thicker than they are now. So nowadays you can actually fit a lot more line on it than two. So I think it would be about 100, 120 meters of PE1 or 10-pound. I'm going to pair this reel up with a new rod that I've also bought. This one's also an older product of Daiwa's. It's the, if I can get it to focus, Rebellion. Some may know that I have quite the flair for style, and these happen to match very, very well. I got this one shipped from South Australia too, just because it was the only one left in the country. I'm very excited about these ones came out in 2020. They've been discontinued, but I think they're some of the coolest. Look at that real knob thing. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I think it will pair exquisitely well with this. For those kids with their mad setups and their TD Blacks, this is what real fishing looks like, mate. This is what a real combo looks like. So just details on the rod. This is a 6'6", one piece, medium light, regular taper bait caster, casting 1/8 to 1/2 ounce, and having a 6 to 14 pound line weight. Very, very cool. It's got the Daiwa air sensor reel set in it, and hopefully this thing will slay the bass. And with that being said, I think we should spool it up, and hopefully we can get a fish. All right, I'll see you out on the water. Yep. All right, I found a little creek on the side of the road. I've just been doing some driving around trying to look for some half decent spots, because everywhere's pretty fished out at the moment. That was a atrocious cast, but maybe there'll be a fish in here. Let's have it tuned okay then. See that? What the hell was that? You're going to see a lot of wind knots today.
Me and the cows. I'm just throwing this little spinnerbait on a 1/8 because this is the lightest. 1/8 is the lightest that this rod can cast. Oh, there's got to be. Oh, Lachlan. It's deep enough. There's got to be a bass in here. Smells bassy. Oh, there is bass. I just saw one go over the top of that log over there. Yep, on. Yes. Don't drop him. Here we go. There's a fishy. There's a little bass on the setup. Oh, there's a bigger one behind him. But this is a good little fish. Yes, we did it. We christened him. Look at that. That's a Wild River bass too. Oh man. Yes, I'm being quiet because there's like people down there. Oh, someone's watching me. I felt that. Oh yes, fellas and ladies, we did it. Little bass boy. Little bassman. Yes, look at him. Not very big, but still good little. Oh, he's spat a little. Not the best camera angle, but there he is. He's only like 20. Oh, he's big 20, 24, 25 centimeters, but little bass. Look how furred up he is. I'm stoked that christens the little new little setup. Little bass, new setup. How good's that? Christens the new setup. Stoked. All right, well, he's been out of the water long enough. We'll get him back. Oh no! Oh, I dropped him. I was taking a photo of him. Damn it! That's alright. I was gonna do a little water release, but just wanted to get a photo for the Instagram, but I messed it up. That's alright. Yes. All right, let's get another one. There was a bigger one behind him, man. That was a T-Rex. That was not a cow. That was a bloody T-Rex. Shattering. Oh, yeah. Yep. There was a fish in that, and he came out to have a squiz. And he was like, nah, not my top cup of tea, not playing today, not gonna play the game, see ya. Fence right there. Not that that ever stopped any bass fisherman, ever. Good fence though. I can get it up. I can get underneath it sort of like that, but I just don't want to poke my own fucking eye out. Like, bloody hell. Yeah, like that. Oh, shit. That over there will have a fish. I'm almost pretty certain. Yep, on one. There we go. We got another one. I knew there would be one underneath there. I knew there would be another one. That was on the drop too. I didn't even work the bloody lure yet. Oh, he's a little bit of a better specimen, this one. Yes, there's another. That is it. There he is. Nice, dude. That's what we do it for. That's what we do it for, ladies and gentlemen. You see him all right? There you go. What a fish. On the little thing there. Oh, yeah, he's in the shadow there. I wish I could set the camera up somewhere better, but I can't. But there he is. Little bass on the spinnerbait and on the bait caster. Good stuff. Don't get me in trouble. I hope I don't get in trouble. But we'll let him go quickly. Yep. See you, mate. Gave him a bop. Alright, we're gonna go back. Back underneath the fence. Yep. I don't want to annoy anyone's houses. I don't want to get shot at. I don't want to piss anyone off. I want to be able to come back to these places and not annoy anybody. Leave footprints, catch bass, and then leave. You know? That's how I want to go. Is there anything? Is it worth casting in here? Is it worth? Is it worth it? I don't know. Oh, it is. It's so worth it. Yep, on a good one. That's a good fish. That's actually a really good fish. He's putting weight into the line. He's putting weight into the line. Yes, dude. He's black as. He's black as. He's super black. He's super black for bass. Wow. Yes. That is a tough fish. Look how black he is, man. Look how black he is. Oh man, that was awesome. I was like, is it worth it? First cast in there, straight away, smashed it. What a fish. What a fish. Right in that tiny section. What a tiny little section. Just one little snag, cast it up in there, and he throttled it. Absolutely throttled it. Very stoked with him. He's probably the biggest of the day too, around that, I don't know, maybe, we're going to measure him real quick. Yeah, probably almost 28 with the bass shirt, me in the bass shirt. This new reel is just on fire, man. That's awesome. All right, let's get him home. Little Rapids bass. Little Rapids bass. Oh, what a fish. Oh yeah, there he goes. See ya, mate. Chuffed off. Well, I think it's safe to say that we've definitely put this reel through its paces. Almost 14 years old and still absolutely top class performance. I mean, flicking in these tight little narrow eddies and back currents and stuff, just perfect. Am I the best caster with a bait caster? No, but even if someone like me can use it, I reckon this reel's still pretty good. So if you can find one, they're very rare. I definitely recommend, but I'm very, very stoked to have properly christened this little reel. I hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a different video. If you did, let me know in the comments down below, and it'll encourage me to go spend more money on fishing gear. So I'd really appreciate that. But anyway, as always, I appreciate your view, and I hope to catch you in the next one. See ya! I'm gonna go keep fishing.